Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another Podcasting While Nerdy, the show where you can let your nerd flag fly and not be ashamed. You're with That Nerd ADC and Brandon 2K, and boy, do we have a lot for you.
It's about to be crazy, y'all.
We're going to start with what's blowing up our Twitter because I refuse to change it to what's blowing up our X because RDJ as Doom. Is this a case of whitewashing? Now, people like to throw whitewashing around like it's the new buzzword. I don't think it's whitewashing at all. I do think it's lazy, especially if it's a Tony Stark variant. There's so many people out there that could have been Doom. You didn't need RDJ.
Cillian Murphy.
Exactly, and so many others.
I'm sorry, but last time I checked, Latveria was in Central Europe. Whitewashing, absolutely not. I do agree it is kind of lazy, but like with this new movie that's out, it's kind of universe melting, so anything can happen now. So he could be, a Tony Stark variant. He could be anything, but I think you're right. I wouldn't be shocked. The Doom mask is a Iron Man, or is an old Iron Man mask. There's a whole comic run of this, so apparently this is a thing. So I'm gonna have to go find it.
I just feel it kind of cheapens what you did in Endgame a little bit, no matter how you spin it, if it's a Tony Stark variant. But that's just my opinion. Our big topic for today is to discuss Deadpool and Wolverine. We both saw it. We both saw it together, actually. It's going to be heavily spoilers, guys. Heavy spoilers, you nerds. So
get out now if you haven't seen it.
I'm going to start off with a grade. I fall in the high 70s. You can convince me to be a C+. You can't get me to a B. I just feel there's some things wrong with this movie on a movie-making level that I just can't ignore. And on a story level that I just can't ignore. I feel like they're coasting and they have no reason to do better because they feel like there's no reason to do better. Like they feel like there's no competition out there.
You're in like the high 70s. I would say I'm in the mid to high 80s. I would say 85 to 87. I agree. It's kind of phoned in and they leaned heavily on the nostalgia aspect. But that's kind of what a Deadpool movie's kind of supposed to be a little bit, especially where it's positioned in the universe right now. I was happy with it. There was definitely some improvements, and I agree with you. There was a lot of lazy points to it. I think it was semi high quality executed fan service. It just sets up the earth shattering everything else that's coming down the pipeline. Is what I think. I think it's the comic relief, the big inhale before the giant like exhale gut punch. Comedy was through the roof on it.
Number one, I feel the villains were lazy. I think their only claim to fame is Thanos, and they're still trying to capture that magic again. I don't think they even want to. I think they're kind of coasting on their villains. I felt like it was dollar bin cameos. Like it was I can't afford to get who I wanted, so you guys get this. The story, the through line story was just extremely lazy in my opinion. Cassandra especially to me was lazy. They didn't live up to the character like they could have. And I feel like you could have had Eliath and took away Cassandra and still had the same movie. There was really no reason for Cassandra to be there. It could have been really anybody. And that's a shame because Cassandra is a deep character that I think you could have dived more into. There were some very good cameos. There were some very good, like,
Wesley motherfucking Snipes.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes, Channing Tatum as Gambit, Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. There were some highlights there, but I just feel like the background cameos, they won't give a shit. Just throw anybody in there. When you add all those factors together, it just started just dipping for me. And the third act, by the way, extremely rushed.
Yep. The reason that I didn't give it higher than a B, I saw a lot of the glitches and like the little CGI glitches. Don't get me wrong, we pulled down that mask, that was phenomenal, but then somebody ruined that too by saying it was two Batmen looking at each other and you can't unsee it. This movie, like you did say, the fan service and the nostalgia factor and like the fact that it was a Deadpool movie did carry it quite a bit. I feel like you're right. Marvel only has maybe 3 or 4 Avengers level threats that you're like, oh my gosh, the world's gonna end type thing, and I don't know how they're gonna beat them type stuff. I totally agree. DC has always smashed it when it comes to villains, but you know what they do got? A metric of crazy heroes and characters that they can just throw away like they did with Cassandra Nova and Paradox.
Especially it's a shame because the actress killed it.
Oh, she crushed it. Yeah.
Yeah. So and Cassandra Nova, like I was saying, like I'm not much of a Marvel fan, but I know Cassandra Nova, and there's a lot more you could have done with her. She shouldn't have been a throwaway.
Go see it. It's good. Adrian's not telling you not to go see it, but don't expect cinematic masterpiece because you're not going to get it.
If you're like Deadpool, he's okay. You're probably not going to like this movie.
100%. Even if you're a Hugh Jackman fan, like you're not going to get your same Wolverine that you love.
But yeah, so let us know if you've seen it or you're planning to see it and what your thoughts and feelings are about this movie. So we recently took podcasting on already kind of on the road, and we went to Milwaukee. I want to give you guys a little overview because this was kind of a little taste of what potentially can happen in the future.
Let us know where the good collector spots are. Good cons. If you guys know about like little underground cons, we love hearing about underground cons. Drop it in the comments. You never know, we might show up and film some content in your city. Hey, Dragon, OITX Dragon, aka the Jakester. Thanks for having us out there, man. It was a good time. Also, shout out to the Turning Page comic book store. More information on that in our next video. Make sure you guys have that bell underneath my head clicked on so you guys have an alert when that pops up. All right, guys, buckle up. College football is ruining my life. I've been running an online dynasty with Dragon since release day. I pre-ordered it. I got it early. We were rocking and rolling pretty early with everything, just trying to figure out the servers and stuff like that. Guys, it's good. It's so fucking good. The mechanics, it feels like college football, and I can't put it down. Madden, I hate Madden. I hate Madden. I don't like it. I'm shocked and awed, and it's ruining my life. I'm up till 3 o'clock in the morning getting dynasties done. I will say the team builder is the most advanced customization I've seen for a football game so far. It's very, very cool. If you guys haven't messed with it and you like football, that's great. But if you have messed with it, let me know in the comments what you guys think. It's a solid 8.7 to 9 out of 10 for me. So Dragon Ball Daima, the anime, comes out October 6th, but it coincides with Sparking Zero coming out October 8th. Coincidence? I think not. A brand new, not manga based, but still Akira Toriyama Dragon Ball series based on kind of like GT, where they get cursed and they end up being younger, and it's Piccolo Vegeta. Looks interesting. It looks fresh. The animation looks clean. Make sure you guys check that out. It's gonna be great. But Sparking Zero, if they're putting this much effort to keep it like, and there's a $250 version of the game that comes with a statue, Sparking Zero is going to be legit. Everything I've seen about it, like the roster's deep. Vector Divide, if you guys haven't Googled that or don't really know what's going on with that, Shroud has made a first-person shooter. I say think more Valorant meets Counter-Strike.
NXT is picking up their presence in TNA. Also, if you read the spoilers, there's Gallus has appeared in TNA. The whole crew of Gallus, Mark Coffey and the crew. And it seems like they're setting up something with Joe Coffey and Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry is the darling of the WWE right now.
I believe this partnership is not going anywhere. I feel like both companies think it's strong and it's good for both. Even Triple H has commented on it at a press conference at the SummerSlam press conference, and he's fully speaking the words TNA out loud. That wouldn't have happened like 3 years ago.
I also think it's making WWE step up its wrestling game because you've got some high quality talent from TNA, and don't get me wrong, their characters aren't as developed as WWE's because honestly, WWE invests a lot more in the acting class. I truly believe TNA is a second tier right next to AEW. They may not have the money that Tony Khan has, but the product is there. And sure. WWE obviously noticed that because they picked them to do the partnership with. There's a lot of places the WWE can record whenever they want to because they still own the buildings.
That's where TNA wins, I think. To be able to tap into those resources. They don't call him Dirty Dom for nothing, people. Dirty Dom turned on Rhea Ripley and joined forces with Liv Morgan.
He's a holy hopper, gold digger chasing man.
I like where this is going, though. I like where this is going. It reminds me a lot of Eddie in China. There's a little bit of recycling going on here, but it works, and it works for the Dom character. Only so many stories you can tell. Nothing's original anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm interested to see where that goes. The Judgment Day stuff and the Dom and Liv thing. Interested to see what happens with Logan Paul. There's a reason he lost the title at SummerSlam. That wasn't the original plan. So he may be on the outs with WWE. He may be leaving, and that may have been the plan all along. But maybe now he's just living better where before it wasn't better. So if you notice next to StreamYard, there's a new icon up there. There's a new logo.
For all your cell phone, PC, game console repairs, small electronics, make sure you hit up Elite Electronics. Man, oh man, I am super excited to announce our partnership with Brett and Jairus and all the guys over at Elite Electronics. These guys do what it takes to get you your phone back, your console, or any other small electronics back. You walk in there and you don't feel like a customer, you feel like family. PC repair as well. Make sure you guys take it over to the guys at Elite Electronics on Oliver, over next to that old churn and burn. You can't miss them. They got a nice flag flying, so you can't miss them at all.
On top of that, we also have, like we mentioned before, our friends at the Locker Room. Get your drink on. You won't regret it. They have very good shakes too.
Hit the subscribe button.
Hit it.
And the bell.
Don't be sleeping on Podcasting More Nerdy, guys. Keep it nerdy.
Keep it nerdy, y'all.